Hello, we're here back with another video, and today we're continuing on our Boss Man series where we go for every boss drop from every boss in the game. I should warn you before we get into this episode that this episode was recorded on two separate computers. My old laptop, which somehow got me through my first 100 videos, just isn't cutting it anymore, so I decided to reinvest the money I've made from YouTube so far into a new desktop. This gives me the ability to stream and record at the same time without my laptop potentially starting a fire or going down to 5 FPS. So the graphics might switch back and forth throughout the episode, but it shouldn't be too jarring as I've adjusted my settings to make it look like my old laptop. With that in mind, I'll be streaming much more consistently now, so check me out on Twitch, link on the screen. I've updated my Twitch name to be consistent with my Twitter, so it should be easier to recognize me on there. But enough shameless plugging, let's talk about Virago. Virago has 6 rotations on them, and I've long thought about which one is my favorite. I know which one is my least favorite, and that's Purple Bomb. And I think I've finally settled on what my favorite is, which is Team Split. There's something about it that just makes me have so much fun. It's just the right challenge level in both duo and trio. And Team Split's cutting off being able to damage him or even target him makes for some small burst damage rotations, and there's a lot of different things you need to work around versus just doing your same DPS rotation that you would do at other bosses at Virago as well. Ooh, bolts. That's a great way to start the episode. So I've noticed something with Nex of late. The kill count used to clear every time you teleported out of the dungeon, but it doesn't do that anymore. It only clears when you die. So if you want to see how long it's been since someone died, just look at the kill count in the top corner and divide it by 5. So if I'm like at 800, that means it's been 160 kills since I died. Why do I have to get all the bad drops at Nex? Like, I have like 18 Pernix gloves. Well, it's not actually 18, but it's a lot. But please, give me better ones. Oh, yes. Turns out asking works. Thank you, Nex. You're my favorite. It only took you 79 kills.
So let's see what these sell for. We have the Torva plate, which was basically mid-price at 128 mil. And then the Pernix gloves, which went for 4.6 mil. So 132 mil there.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Streamer luck. Oh my god. I can't believe that just happened. Oh my god. Okay, let's get out of here. So with the next log done, I thought it would be fun to look at everything that is going on with the drop log. So we ended up getting a ton of items, the Vertice Boots being our last item, and a couple other items at 1. So we did get reasonably lucky here. I started, I believe, at like just over 1,000 kills, so it was only 1,000 kills for the log, so very happy with that. Our fastest duo was 159, but we ended up switching to solo for the past about 500-ish kills. Consistently when I had the Eldritch and all that stuff. And our fastest solo that we got was a 218, so I think that's pretty good. I feel like I could have done better if I really went for it. But 218 is something that I'm still happy with and very proud of, considering I was struggling to get 3-minute kills only a couple months ago. 4 Torva plate bodies, that's 500 mil right there. As you saw earlier, like the Vertice gloves and the Pernix gloves are 2 of our most common items, which is unfortunate along with the Pernix cowl. So apart from the Torva luck, our unique luck wasn't that good. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was the Onyx Bolts and the Bruise. So the Onyx Bolts, this is the combination of Corp, Virago, and Nex, as those are the 3 bosses that we do that consistently drop them. But the problem is that from now on, the only boss that will drop them is Virago. So I always wanted to get to a goal of 100,000 bolts gained naturally. So if Virago doesn't get there, if we get like Vitalis and Bombi and we don't have 100k, I'm probably going to go back to Nex just to get this up to 100k so I can say I did that. And then I also wanted to show off the brew stack. I only started bringing note paper for the past 300 to 400 kills, and already I gained 50 mil in brews from them. So you're looking at adding 100 to 150k per kill just by bringing note paper. So make sure you bring note paper to Nex. And last but certainly not least, these Vertice Boots here are part of the giveaway. I know it's not a lot of GP as they're only like 6.5 mil, but it's a very special item to me, so think of that when you're getting the giveaway. To enter the giveaway, you need to be subscribed to the channel, and you just leave a comment down below with your RSN. So we're starting our next boss now, continuing on the Elite Dungeon journey and doing Elite Dungeon 2. Now, normally most people end up ranging this boss, but I don't have Augmented Elite Serenic, and I also don't have a plan of ever getting Augmented Elite Serenic. So I went ahead and bought an Imperium Core as a T92 mage weapon, because if I'm going to mage the dungeon, I can't rely on the Inquisitor staff because its special doesn't work everywhere, so it just ends up being a T80 weapon. Booyah, about like 25 attempts. It's 1 in 20, so it's not that great. So this basically is a like a 3%, 4% DPS increase, and then we can get up to 7.5% from Ruthless 3 when we're constantly killing minions, so that should really help out for the mob rush. So make sure we grab the right gizmo, and there we go. We can do some Elite Dungeon 2 now. So as with all Elite Dungeons, Elite Dungeon 2 has 3 bosses and a bunch of mobs to run through. The challenge with the mobs in Elite Dungeon 2 is that they have considerably high HP. They're just like big dragons, so they're a lot beefier than like the adds in the first or third dungeon. So that means they require a lot more extras. So a couple things that we did to improve our gear setup was I got the Biting 4 Dragon Slayer gizmo. That gives us a 7% damage increase against dragons. I got the Noxious components from scavenging while playing on the Ultimate Iron Man, so it's basically no cost to us. And it's a free 7%, so we're going to be using it. On top of that, getting a Dragon Slayer task gives you up to 14.5% damage and accuracy against all dragons. And that works on all 3 bosses, so I preferred the Dragon Cluster task, and I'll only be doing the dungeon with either a dragon, Celestial Dragon, Black Dragon, or Gemstone Dragon Slayer task, so make sure I'm going to get one of those every time. But let's move into the bosses. The first boss, Aslan the Celestial, is actually, I think, a pretty good designed boss. It only has one flaw, I think, and the flaw with Aslan is that the Neutron Star can spawn in like a completely random location that makes it impossible to kill. So basically what you do is you slowly attack him at the start, and eventually he'll put like a black hole on you, and you place that black hole down somewhere on the map, and then a neutron star will spawn, and you need to drag that neutron star into that orb to make it activated. And then when you stand in that activated area, you deal considerably large amounts of damage. Like you can hit constant 10Ks if you're Sunshine. So I go ahead and Sunshine and just DPS him down, and you can get a 1 cycle pretty much as long as you have T90 weapons. Varicliff can be the most annoying boss in all of ED2, but at the same time, I think he's the best representation of skill and DPS. He works on a very simple rotation of Spire Attack, Breath Attack, Spire Attack, and then either the Dive Bomb or Flames, depending on what number you're through the rotation. I personally find it's best to resonance the Spire Attack as it's a melee hit, so you don't have to prey swap and instead can focus on DPS. And then when you get hit with the Breath Attack, it's very easy to just dump it in one of the eggs and you don't end up losing any DPS as you can use abilities as you move. Note that you can't drop the Breath Attack into the same egg, so if he hits you with Shock Breath, you can only dump it in the Ice or Poison eggs. Past that, the only other big thing to watch out for is his Flame Tornado attack. He'll shoot flames at you and you need to get away from that area, because if you don't, you will basically be one-shot, as the tornadoes are all AoE and they stack very quickly. I find it's best to just surge to the other side of him as they don't travel too far. Blackstone Dragon, on the other hand, is a little too difficult to explain in a quick 60-second synopsis, so I'm not going to try here. Just know that you need to keep your head on a swivel the entire boss fight. And if you do that, you probably are going to be fine. His attacks aren't telegraphed to the player too well, especially the Hydrix Bolts that come out and sap your adrenaline, so always be paying attention to the ground under you. And if you pay attention, you should be fine. The codex drops are 1 in 100 per boss, so 1 in 33.3 per raid when soloing, so I'm hoping for at least 1 codex this episode. And it would be ideal if it was Barge, as that's what I need for the log, but let's get into the drops. 7 minutes, that's a little slower than I wanted. Ooh, 20 energies. That's like 6 mil. What's the drop this? I saw the 66 Onyx Bolt tips and I was like, yeah, I got 66 energy. No, it's 5. Ooh, 19 energy. Ooh, 11 Draconic energy. And we got 37 Reaper points for that task. Treasure Hunter key. I want to like stop being able to get those. An absolute train of mobs that I've aggroed that just aren't killing. 528. I'm very happy with that time. And we got a doubled 16 energy. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, good luck us. Hoping for the pet here. Great. We're safe. Let's not die with 5k left on Blackstone Dragon again. Ooh, 29 energy. Okay, I'm not picking that up. I refuse to pick up the effigy. That's disappearing on the ground. Bye-bye, effigy. 26 diamonds. How many energy do we get? We got 18. I'll take that. If it's as long as it's not 4 to 8, I'm happy. 9 energy. Boo. But we got 2 onyxes. That's like 5 mil right there. 9 energy. That's like a 7 mil drop. Wow. And as the episode comes to a close, we're gonna highlight our Elite Dungeon chest today as our outro. Most of this was gained very recently, up until the Blackstone arrow tips wasn't in the chest when I started this Elite Dungeon grind, so we picked up a lot of reinforced dragon bones and a lot of relics, onyxes, and this draconic energy stack, which if we go ahead and examine, that's 300k each times by about 360. That is over 100 mil, like 110 mil. And then if we add in all the other drops underneath here, that's about another 80 mil, netting us up to the 233 mil total. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Bossman. We finished off a log, which is something to be so happy of. At this point, if we look into our logs, I'm just going to go through all of the ones we don't have. But if we're looking at ones where we still aren't done yet, we have Barrows Brothers, Rise of the Six, Chaos Elemental, Elite Dungeon 2 as we're currently doing, Giant Mole where we just need the pet, Raids where we need both the Little Tuzzy and the Yakaminu pet, AOD where we need pretty much everything except for a Codex, ED3 where we need basically everything but the Blackstone Hearts, Solak which we're getting pretty close to and could meet a mammoth giveaway. If the Off-Helm Plightbound Crossbow happens to be my last drop, that's like a 500 mil giveaway. So subscribe away. And then the penultimate one is the Tazars where we need to get Shrimpy. And then last but certainly not least, we have Virago where we need the 2 rare pets still. And I'm hoping Vitalis is what ends the series because that would be extremely hype. But past that, have a good day. I'll catch you in the next one. Remember to subscribe and leave a comment down below for the giveaway. I'll be rolling that in a couple days, so make sure to get yourself included. But past that, have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.